My friend Will and I were travelling to India, excited to explore the raw landscapes and dive into their diverse culture. We rode through Rajasthan in search of unique experiences. We meet the locals in distant villages and immerse ourselves into their traditions. On the evening of Holi, we went to the monkey temple to watch the sunset. When exploring deeper, we found a mysterious Baba living in a cave around the back. We sat around his fireplace and passed around a chillum, one puff at a time. Our tuk-tuk driver then drove us to meet his family. They cooked us a lamb curry in a park. It was a great start to the adventure. Holi is an ancient Hindu tradition. It celebrates the eternal and divine love of Radha Krishna, and it's a bloody good time.
There's a video, mate. It's sick.
Once the Holi celebrations had calmed down, we left Jaipur feeling enlightened. With no destination in mind, we strapped on the bags and headed southwest. The smooth roads led the way as we cruised through the dry landscape of Rajasthan. It was just us, the open road, and whatever we came across along the way. We played cricket, climbed to the peaks of the surrounding hills, and even stopped to talk to a bloke about his camels. As we passed through the remote towns and villages, we would always stop to talk to the locals. One afternoon we saw a fight breaking out on the side of the road, so we went back to check it out. We soon realised it was a dance. They welcomed us in with open arms, and we were invited to sit with the elders. We were then given a stick and ushered into the circle. This is called Gair. It's a famous folk dance here in Rajasthan. The whole experience had us riding away on cloud 9, or it could have been the Bangla Seas.
Serious new virus.
Coronavirus. COVID was dominating the headlines. Countries were going into lockdown, but our adventure continued. We left the busy streets of Pushkar in search for somewhere more rural. It felt good to be back on the country roads, but we still managed to run into traffic. So I've got an idea. Really? It's the touristy places we want to stay away from.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should stay around this area, mate.
Our new plan was to check into the next hotel we came across. And after a quick ice cream sandwich, we done just that.
Oh, bloody hell. Ice cream sarnies, mate. All round. Oh no, the sandwiches? Yes. Oh, yes.
Let the baby go.
So we're out here in rural Rajasthan.
On a sunset ride, we rolled along, watching how people go about their daily lives. The women were returning from the fields, carrying the harvest back on their heads. The children ran through the streets, jumping and laughing. But something was different. The locals had stopped smiling and waving at us. Some started shouting, some would even hide away. There was a horrible feeling in the air. And then we returned back to our hotel.
Thank you. Hello. Everything okay? We need to go. We can't stay here.
No, stay.
No, stay.
We're not allowed to stay.
Stay. ऊपर भी नहीं. One.
No, stay.
ऊपर भी one.
Total block.
We can't stay here.
Total hotel block.
Block कर दिया.
But you said we stay 5 days. Neither. You said that last night.
So where do we go? We've got a big problem because it's getting dark. Where do we stay?
Fucking in the middle of nowhere, just listening to the sounds of nature. Everywhere's fucking closed, all the hotels, all the hostels.
We're right next to the water, seeing all the stars. It's a good place to spend rough.
I reckon we're gonna get bit to shit.
देश आज एक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय करने जा रहा है। आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है।
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi plunged 1.3 billion people into confinement with only 4 hours' notice.
As we woke up on the side of the road, we knew COVID had caught up with us. We rang our friends in Pushkar and they told us about the lockdown. They suggested returning as soon as possible, as there was a chance the hostel could take us in. With that, we jumped on the bikes and the unthinkable happened. My bloody bike wouldn't start. A local helped me push it towards the town until more help finally arrived.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's fucked. Have you rang the company? We need to ring them and just tell them, look, this is fucked. We can't fucking have this, mate.
Calling the company was the least of my worries. We had a 4-hour journey ahead of us and we needed to make it in time. And once he had delivered his food, he dropped us off at the garage. Only 1 hour later and we were back on the road, racing towards safety, overtaking an undertaking, on a mission as time was ticking. When we arrived at the hostel, everybody was stressed. Modi, the owner, was on the phone all day, trying to figure out whether or not we could stay. It was uncertain times for us all. We were all sent to the hospital to fill out paperwork. They asked if we had any symptoms. We said no, and they stamped us through. It was not very thorough.
At the moment, thousands of people are stranded in India. It seems like a lot of people believe that we brought the virus here, so it's not such a pleasant feeling.
To be honest, I'm pretty chill about it because it's something that I can't have any control over. I don't have a home to go to, so we sold all our stuff, so we don't have a place to go home to. So it's basically all in from day one.
The day passed by as we awaited Modi's final answer.
I am not liking the situation right now. I don't know if you are understanding the crisis right now, but we have I don't know about your countries, I am 100% sure this country doesn't have enough medical facilities for even all of us. They will not care, we are stuck in here, whatever will happen, I am sure if it gets serious, we are all stuck here, they won't care anything about us, we don't even matter for, right now they have bigger problems, we 20 to 40 people, we will not matter for any of the governments, your government, my government, any government, we don't matter right now. So I don't think people are understanding the crisis situation right now, and I think this is translated into a quarantine or maybe a rescue center right now. I don't think this is a hostel from my side right now. That means we all have to stick together.
There were mixed feelings within the hostel after Modi's speech, but Will and I were just happy to have a roof over our head. Moustache Hostel was now home to 40 people, 1 dog, and a few monkeys that would come round for breakfast. The government told everybody to make as much noise as possible at 5 o'clock, so we all went to the rooftop. The vibrations were meant to keep the virus away. Whether it worked or not, it brought the whole community together. We all had different ways of letting the time pass by. Through playing games and telling stories, great friendships were forming.
It was more the first day, the stressful part, and then we realized that at the end here we're spending good time and it's not much pressure going on, we're just trying to be happy.
So I think we got very stressful days behind us. Amy and Aaron also didn't know if we could stay here because it was illegal and stuff, and then someone approved, but it was just like hectic. And now I think everything's very relaxed and we feel safe and the energy is very good. Like everyone's just loving and happy and creative and so many people to talk to. We play cards, we eat, we, paint and just talk about everything, get to know each other, yeah.
The hostel was a positive and creative place to be. We all knew we were lucky to be there. Medics and government officials would regularly check up on us. They reminded us about the lack of medical facilities in the country and the seriousness of the virus, bringing us back down to reality. The German and Israeli governments were first to react, sending emergency flights for their citizens. They now had to rush to Delhi, which was an 8-hour car journey.
None of the hostel people are allowed to go outside and do any of the shopping, and we're completely reliant on the hostel for food and water and resources. But yeah, we're all gelling well together, so it's all going well. We've been doing some workouts on the rooftop and participating in yoga, meditation, and just basically doing a lot of socialising, really, just group interaction and yeah, getting to know everyone. We play a bit of sport, we do some keepy-uppies, football, so yeah, it's a good laugh.
The rooftop was my favourite spot in the hostel. One evening we were sat taking in the view when we heard a few guitar riffs coming from the hostel below. Borja Catanassi was setting up to perform, which brought everybody to their rooftops.
Oh yes!
We woke to the news that there was a flight available to England. This meant that the majority of people could leave, as Heathrow had connecting flights. It was a tough decision for us all, but we had to act quickly. We all agreed we should take it while we had the chance. We couldn't risk the situation getting worse here. We watched one final sunset and made the most of each other's company.
These are all flying together, every single one of them.
How we doing, mate?
How you feeling?
I'm all good, mate. I'm not ready to go home, but...
Not ready?
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed?
Good and bad.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss everyone. It's quite emotional, really.
And you, brother.
True friend, mate. Good to meet you. Yeah, look after yourself, mate.
We had become so close, and a lot of us were not ready to leave. We said our final goodbyes and drove the empty streets of Pushkar one last time. And that was the end of the journey, and our search for unique experiences was a success.